Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Bellevue, where is our mission to awaken people to their spiritual nature and to transform the world. In so doing, we affirm that every one of us has within our being a spark of the divine that connects us to Source and to each other. In that knowledge, we honor the many names of God, the many paths to God, and the many ways to worship God. Whether I'm seeing your lovely radiant faces here in the sanctuary, or you are connected to us out there online, and wherever you are in life's journey, know that we're truly delighted to have you here. We're blessed by your presence, and we celebrate our oneness. My name is Ken McClellan. It's my privilege to get things started here this morning. I'd like to introduce also the rest of our home team. Thank Jennifer Holt, who is our meditation facilitator this morning. Jennifer will also be our prayer chaplain after the service. Our board host this morning is Sharon Wolf, and she will also be our offering steward. And I also want to thank our home team of volunteers, whether they were greeting you at the door, ushering, or making coffee for you. I want to thank our home team of volunteers. Our guest speaker this morning is Reverend Don Beaty. Don comes from, I'll call it our cousin church, CSL Seattle, across the lake. And he'll get, Monica will give a more formal introduction of Don shortly. I do want to take just a moment to say that, remind you that this is Memorial Sunday, those of you here in the sanctuary, we do have back at the atrium wall, a place to place candles or photos of loved ones who have passed. We will be honoring those. At the end of his talk, Don will be leading us in a moment of silence to honor those loved ones who have passed. And I encourage those of you who are watching us online, you might want to take a moment here to find a candle or a picture of someone who has passed over to be honored during that time. Our special musical guest this morning, we welcome back Mark Stanton Welch. Mark has been with us several times of late, and Mark, it's great to have you back with us again today. With that, we would like to get the celebration started this morning with Mark and our community song. Take it away, Mark.
Well, good morning, one and all. And we're going to do a beautiful Ricky Byers song here that I just learned. How exciting, yes. I'm choosing heaven today. Here we go. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. Let's say love. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of love right now. I'm choosing love today. Joy, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of joy right now. Yes, I'm choosing joy today. Peace, I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. Yes, I am walking that road of peace right now. I'm choosing peace today. Back to heaven, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Yes, I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. Yes, I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. Yes, I am walking the road of heaven right now. Yes, I'm choosing heaven today. Hallelujah.
We invoke divine peace. We call forth within each and every one of us divine wholeness, divine well-being that is already here at our core. We affirm that in this place of wellness, this place of balance is already restoring our society, bringing it into greater alignment with divine will for all. We allow this great work to be done in us, through us, between us, as we co-create together the beloved community, where everyone is valued, everyone has enough, where everyone knows their inner truth. We breathe in with a sacred breath, breathing in that peace. We breathe in again deeper into that place of knowing that this time is sacred. Spirit is here now, and we are so grateful. So it is.
Now I'm unmuted. All right. Well, there will come a day, it won't be long, I will stand right up and be so strong, be filled with the light, I'll be open wide, and every cell in me, it will be unified. I will raise my hands, I will lift my eyes, and I will shout to the world, I am alive. I will dwell in the now, and I will flow like the wind, and I'll be solid on the earth, just like I never have been. I will build the life of beauty, and I will fill it up with love, and I will manifest all I desire, whatever I dream of, and I will have all I need to be the everything I am, and the love of God will flow through me, pouring through my hands when the balance is true. When the balance is true. Yes, I will raise my hands and lift my eyes, and I will shout to the world, I am alive, and I will dwell in the now, and I will flow like the wind. Yes, I'll be solid on the earth, oh, like I never have been. Yes, I will build my life for beauty, and I'll fill it up with love, and I will manifest all I desire, whatever I dream of. I will have all that I need to be the everything I am, and the love of God will flow through me, pouring through my hands. When the balance is true. When the balance is true.
Thank you so much, Mark. Wonderful to have you with us again. Our affirmation this morning, I'm going to read that through one time, and then we'll affirm it together in one voice. And we will stand when we do that, because I just really enjoy the energy of everybody standing together. So here it is, and just open your hearts, open your spiritual ears, and allow the words to sink in. I live an amazingly, beautifully balanced life. I dance with the rhythms of ebb and flow, play with the energies of yin and yang, and create with the forces of expansion and contraction, all to my benefit and to the benefit of all. I affirm that the universe is supporting me, has my back, and is my greatest ally. I am so grateful, and so it is. Let's stand and affirm together in one voice. I live an amazingly, beautifully balanced life. I dance with the rhythms of ebb and flow, play with the energies of yin and yang, and create with the forces of expansion and contraction, all to my benefit and to the benefit of all. I affirm that the universe is supporting me, has my back, and is my greatest ally. I am so grateful, and so it is. You may be seated. This morning we have Reverend Don Beaty with us this morning, and I'm going to read a little bit about him for our mutual benefit so that we know a little bit more about who is bringing great wisdom to us this morning. Reverend Don's passion is to expand the power of spiritual principles into the world of work and business. He uses spiritual tools to create and run his businesses and takes significant joy in supporting others to find the right tools for them. His passion started when he discovered the teachings of New Thought in 1989. He immediately knew he had found his spiritual home and became a practitioner in 1992. He answered the call to further develop his spiritual core in 2016 by enrolling in the Holmes Institute, and he became a licensed minister with Centers for Spiritual Living in January of 2021. As a CSL Seattle ministerial team member, he enjoys engaging others through teaching, consulting, speaking, and most importantly, by simply listening and caring. We are so grateful for your willingness to be with us and to share the divine light and love that you are. So thank you for being here. My name is Monica McDowell-Elvig. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the center administrator. I'm the temporary operations manager until we have our new interim minister. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But for right now, I'm going to do a reading that I got from Unity Worldwide Ministries. They supplied some resources over the weekend having to do with gun violence and war. And so I thought that that might be a good thing for us to share in consciousness with our Unity Worldwide sisters and brothers and siblings. It's from a New Thought organization, and they have a sub-organization called Spiritually Guided Social Uplift Ministry, SUM, SUM. And their motto is, we become whole by doing our part. Some is greater when we all do our parts. It connects us to higher self-expression, calling us into right relationship as we walk beside our partners and endeavor to co-create the beloved community. The condition is violence, which shows up on a large scale in wars, within community systems as tension and hate crimes, and within families and friendships as domestic violence. It is widespread globally and impacts all of us in our communities. There are many specific reasons that people choose violence. Many people and communities have not been given the tools to negotiate conflict and to navigate their own challenging needs and feelings without violence. The underlying belief is that creates this condition is that we are separate from each other, and that separation can lead to a dehumanization of others that leads to justification of war and violence. It also stems from a fear that there are not enough opportunities and resources to go around, and that power and control can be gained through violence. Spiritual truth is that we are all intimately and inextricably connected. Oneness is real, and the world is abundant. And so this is the spiritual truth that we affirm in light of recent events. All living beings have equal access to spirit. We are all made up of God's stuff, and that connects us to everything on the planet. We live in an abundant universe and on an abundant planet. We know that there are enough opportunities and resources for communities, and that there are peaceful ways to conduct our relationships with each other, ourselves, and the planet. We are grateful for our innate oneness with each other. We know this wisdom is already alive in all beings. And so it is.
Well, over this past weekend, I had an opportunity, after a long, long time of staying at home, an opportunity to go up to the mountains and work with the Youth of Unity group from the West Central region. It's the first time we had come together in that capacity in over 2 years. So what a beautiful opportunity to be in that vibration again. And in so doing, I came up with some tunes that I thought were actually quite relevant for what the idea and the topic is today. So I put together a short little medley of some of those tunes. I have enough. I do enough. I am enough. My life is beautiful. I have enough. I do enough. I am enough. And my life is beautiful. There's plenty of love, plenty of light, plenty of breath to feed me life. Endless ways, endless dreams, endless thoughts I can believe. Open hearts, open arms, open hands that bring no harm. An inner guide to walk me home. The courage, the courage, the courage to trust and let go. Oh, yes, I have enough. I do enough. I am enough. My life is beautiful. Every step I take is the best one. Every move I make is the best one. Life will keep a rolling if I just keep knowing I'm always on the bright side, the sunny light side. Every step I take is the best one. Every move I make is the best one. Life will keep a rolling if I just keep knowing that I'm always on the bright side, the sunny light side. 5, 6, 7, and sunshine. Yes, I'm always in sunshine. I make my own sunshine. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Oh, yes. Every step I take is the best one. Every move I make is the best one. Life will keep a rolling if I just keep knowing that I'm always on the bright side, the sunny light side. Well, that's right, I say sunshine. Yes, I'm always in sunshine. I make my own sunshine. Oh, my roots go down into the earth. They pull up power from the earth. My spirit flows from heaven's light, like flowers falling from the sky. Connection. And my roots go down into the earth. They pull up power from the earth, and my spirit flows from heaven's light, like flowers falling from the sky. Connection. And my heart in the middle of that flow pulls earth up to receive heaven. In this unified connection I thrive, yes, so alive. Oh, whoa, 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 la, 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 la 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 la, yeah, yeah, yeah. My roots go down into the earth. They pull up power from the earth. My spirit flows from heaven's light like flowers falling from the sky. Connection.
Well, good morning. I'm Reverend Don Beaty, the person she was just talking about. And it's my privilege and honor to be here this morning with you here in person and with you online, joining and all of us adding together to create a consciousness, a container for this morning's journey in the myth of balance. And so it's in that gratitude that I'm wanting to share just a little bit about what I need from you and what you need to know about me before we start talking about balance. Because first off, the great producer, Spirit, picked out the ideal affirmation, the ideal song, and so I'm kind of like, you make any questions, and we'll just go have snacks. You don't get off that easy. I'm still going to do the talk. But to tell the truth, what I need to share is that balance really irritates me. I found when somebody tosses balance out that I have just a natural go, yeah. Because when Monica asked me to speak here way back when, I was like, yes, I get to speak over at Unity of Bellevue. I love those people. And then she said, oh, and our theme for the month is balance. And I kind of went, oh, next time I'll ask. But then I've been living this ever since she asked. And I've had a chance to really wrestle with balance and find some things that I understand about myself in balance. One is that balance violates a number of my values, one of which is accountability. And so in order for me to be here, I need for you, all of you here and online, to simply support me by being willing to hear my point of view on balance. So we all have our own. But if you'll agree or be willing to do that, to just hear my point of view and be willing to hear it and consider it. And that will support me. Because like I said, what you need to know about me is I'm an accountability person. I love accountability. I will sign up in a heartbeat for accountability. Matter of fact, I may even ask to take yours and somebody else's. I like it that much. And what I've learned over the years now is that I have work to do with accountability. Because as a boss in my businesses, I have to let accountability go a little bit. I have to be willing to share it with my staff and with others. As a minister, I'm learning that they will easily give you all the accountability you want. And so it's up to me to give it back, to share that accountability. And that, for me, balance, though, takes away, when we try and talk about balance sometimes, it takes away, or it's a shorthand way of getting rid of accountability. So that's the dance that I've been working with and going with, and has informed and colored my comments or my words today. And so I just share that with you so you know what I'm coming from, and I just, and I welcome your support and being willing to just hear my point of view and share this journey with me a little bit today. So if we're going to talk about balance, and when I'm thinking about it, don't lose the affirmation slide up there. If I may want to bring that back. But when we talk about balance, we should really understand what the word means, because it gets used, tossed around a lot, and from over time it seems to shift and change. So I like to look up words and figure out what it is that I want, what I'm talking about. And balance has definitions like equilibrium, stable, steadfastness, arranging things in balance. And in accounting, we have balances, and the money's supposed to balance, all get equal, all be very boring and level. But the thing about balance, the only excitement that I ever find with balance is when I'm in training or working out and I'm trying to stand on one leg. And I realize that as I do this, I'm really coming in focus. I'm really closing off the rest of the world, and I'm coming into this little tiny place of, like, I can do this. How long can I do this? Please hurry up. Let's, at least put shift legs. But I lose contact with the rest of the world when I get into that balance. It's hard when I try and balance and make things that stable and come into this focus point. And it gets really messy because when you're in balance, you're always like, all right, who's going to knock me off balance? Or what's going to whack me? Or where's the wind going to shift directions and blow the chair? It's just, when you're trying to hold on to balance, it's just so messy and so hard. And like I said, and I also find that when I actually get into balance, it's boring again. It's just that steadfastness, stable, yeah, kind of boring. So what about unbalanced? Well, unbalanced, short definition, it's not all of that. It's everything but balance. But it also gets a little bit disordered. In accounting, when we have out of balance, we immediately are turn up the spotlight, and we're like, all right, where is it? I know there's that $3 is in this set of numbers here somewhere. I'll find it. We get that energy, and we're going after it and trying to find it. And when we're unbalanced, we're always looking around at saying, well, where's the unbalance? Is there too much on this side, or is there too little on this side? What's going on? So it's just more active and exciting. When I'm having to deal with something out of balance, you can tell, I just get excited about it. And what I've learned over my years of my life is that unbalance will talk to me and give me insights. And the most powerful one it gives me is discontent. So when I'm unbalanced, typically I go first now, all right, what am I irritated about? Where am I discontent? And it's over time and the kind encouragement of my wife, Carrie, over here. She'll confirm all this later, I'm sure, that when I get discontented, it's a place where I've lost, but I'm about to find something new. So out of the unbalanced, out of that side of the question or the topic, something new comes out of the unbalanced. It's part of that journey that I call that's about what life is about. So let's talk about, though, how we most often see balance tossed around in our world. And the favorite one, I'm sure we've all heard at some point in our journey, is from a boss somewhere saying, well, you just need to get your work and life in balance. So you can show up for 60 hours a week and stop complaining. Just be happy you have a job. That, or maybe some minister somewhere said, you just need to get your church and life in balance because you need to be here on Sunday mornings, or you need to be volunteering. Or anybody besides me ever heard that one? But if you think about it, though, what's the problem with both of those statements? What's the challenge with it? It's work and life. Aren't we about life? And then work is a part of life, and maybe church is a part of life, or home is a part of life. So we're in a place where instead of having or seeing it as so simple, like making work equal to the rest of your life, maybe what we're looking about is some way that we have life and we come up with a way that the parts of our life blend in a little better. Because when someone says work-life balance, it sounds like, okay, it's a competing fixed sum. You got X amount of time, and you've got to work within that and make it come out so that you're okay. They're saying that there's only so much in this pie, and you've got to cut it. And that's not how I want to live my life. I don't want to live my life thinking there's a fixed sum or a limit. I want to be able to have a life that's truly what was sung about, that Spirit is filling it up. It's a life of engagement and action. And that's a bigger pie than something that's going to be defined by pick work, pick life. It's bigger. So let me ask you a question. What if what we really are looking for our good, for what we desire, is not balanced? What if we're looking for something more like harmony? Now, I'm not a musician, although they let me sing along like do it quietly. But all of us in here can hear harmony. When singers come together and they find their way and they're in harmony, you can hear it. You can feel it in your body. You know you're in a special place. When we're in harmony in a room where someone is taking the time to arrange it so that things balance, their colors kind of support each other. It has a feel to it that you walk into a room that's been arranged that way and you go, oh, I know where I am. This feels good. Another way of harmony is described as agreement and accord. When there's that in a room or that in a meeting where we have an agreement or accord, and that doesn't mean everybody agrees, but we're in a place where we are agreeing to have a discussion, and there's room for differences of opinion. We know that feeling like this is a safe place. I can have my view and share it, and I won't be made bad, broken, wrong. And we've all been in meetings where we just kept quiet because there was no room for anybody else's viewpoint. So I look at what I want to have is more of a harmony in my life, where the parts are working together. So now instead of talking about work-life balance, I'm talking about, here's my life. I want harmony between the parts. I want to arrange the parts of my life so that there's a flow, there's agreement, and that it supports me. So in order to help with this harmony, because harmony comes as too much, too little, I am calling upon the patron saint of too much and too little, dear sweet Goldilocks. Seriously, think about it. Now, originally I was going to use Goldilocks to kind of blow everything up, and I didn't have to do that, because after a while, Goldilocks started talking to me, and she pointed out that she actually is just the patron saint of too much and too little. So real quick story, going to quickly hit it. And just on the side, go to Wikipedia, look up Goldilocks, and look at the history of this little story. Just like all fairy tales that were written a long time ago, it's scary, okay? And it's been rewritten and adapted and a whole bunch of other things, but I like this version. So we have Goldilocks. She's at home. She's having a bad day. She's discontent. She is out of balance. She is unhappy. She is not in harmony. So what does she do? She leaves. She leaves the house. She goes off into the woods, a new place. And it's not dark wood, but it's a newness. She shifted from out of one place into an open place, a new consciousness possibility. So she's walking through the woods, and the next thing she finds is a cottage, a new idea. And so she goes up to this cottage, checks the door. Hey, it's open. She goes in. We'll talk about civil rights, laws and rules and order about breaking and entering and stuff later. But she goes inside, and what does she find? 3 opportunities to practice too much, too little. She's got bowls of porridge, 3 different sizes. She tries them. What does she find? Too hot, too cold, just right. And now that she's eaten all the porridge and she's feeling a little better, tummy's full, she wants to rest. So what she does, she looks over and says, I can sit in one of these chairs. And again, what do we have? Too big, too little, it's too hard, too soft, and just right. And she plops down on the chair that's just right. And what's it do? It breaks. What's she teaching us? Just right is not forever. So she gets off of that. Now she's really tired. And she looks, well, maybe what's upstairs? And she goes upstairs. What does she find upstairs? 3 beds. What are the 3 beds? Too hard, too soft, and just right. And she gets into the bed that's just right and goes to sleep. And then the bears come home, and they're just in a tizzy. Because you walk in the door and your table's a mess. They ate all the porridges, or they didn't clean up after themselves. The baby bear's chair is broken. The living room's been messed up. They go upstairs, and the beds are all messed up except for one, because Goldilocks is still there. And she wakes up, and she looks up, sees the bears, and boy, she's out of there. There's other stories, but so she has had an awakening about too much and too little, and she's now got to go process it. That's basically what that means. And so we all have that opportunity to explore how harmony shows up in our lives by using the lessons of Goldilocks. And what they are for me is it's okay to have a bad day. You're not failing because you're having a bad day. That just means that there's some information or something that's going on in your life that you need to figure out and understand. And maybe you do that by going out of where you are into someplace else so that you can hear another voice or hear inspiration. And then you have to take action from that. You have to look and see, okay, what am I finding out? What speaks to me? What doesn't? Or that's a little too, I can't go there, but that's not enough. And we move between too much, too little. It's a process to find what really makes our hearts sing. Now, in doing that process, I have yet to find it ever be as simple as 1, 2, and 3. Has anybody found it ever to be 1, 2, and 3 and we're done? No. The journey of too much and too little, of harmony or balance, involves much more than 3 choices. And why? And what's one of the main reasons it does? It's because we don't live in isolation. We're not doing this journey of balance, of harmony, of life all by ourselves. We're surrounded. We got all kinds of people giving us feedback. And it's a place where we get to use our teachings, our spiritual practices to help us. And here's an example. Growing up, I can recall one vacation that wasn't involving Dad's work as a part-time Winston Cup NASCAR inspector. I saw a lot of racetracks. They're not that much fun for a kid, 8, 10 years old, or just not. But I did have one. We went to the beach, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I remember that one very fondly. And that training stayed with me through college, through my early work life, while I'm single, when I got married the first time. And I never knew how to do a vacation. I did what I thought was best or what I was told to. And it just, I look back, it just never was that much fun. And so after Carrie and I started seeing each other and going out, we went on our first vacation. And I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna screw this up. I can't do this, it's hard. And I realized, no, I'm not alone on this vacation. And so I took a deep breath when we got there, and I said, sweetheart, I don't know how to do vacation. You're gonna have to help me. And she looked at me like she looked at me and in just a kind and loving way said, we'll figure this out. And asking for help, boy, that's one of the hardest things we do as humans. And I did, and we talked. And I come back to harmony from that because I own my own business. I have employees. It doesn't stop when I go on vacation. I didn't know how to find that harmony between not being there and being on vacation. So we talked. We became aware of what was important to me, for me to be able to be present, fully present on vacation, and how that affects her, and how can that work what supports her and her being fully present and not being mad at me because I'm still thinking about my business. You can see that kind of spiral goes that way. And we talked, and what it worked out was the harmony came out of, for me to take like 2 to 3 hours first thing in the morning. I like to get up early, and I focus on my business. I check emails, I do what needs to be done, and I get it to a place where in that time frame I can simply close the laptop, and I am on vacation for the rest of the day. And I'm fully present in that vacation. I'm not effectively dragging my laptop or work on the backpack as I go and try and go snorkeling somewhere and feel it pulling me down underneath the water, or going up a hill. I mean, if you go on a hike, you don't want to carry extra weight. But by coming to and working together and sharing and supporting each other, I can now focus on the business part, get it done, and then step out into complete freedom on the vacation. That's harmony of life. That's harmony between the work of my life, and enjoying the time of vacation and being with my wife. We find that through sharing with each other, sharing with the important people to us in our workplaces. Here's what works for me. Here's how I can be the most good for you. And this is how this will support our overall activities or gatherings. When we do this, and this is to help find our way in this, is pay attention. For me, it was paying attention and realizing how much I dreaded vacation. I was scared of it, because I knew it wasn't going to turn out well. But by paying attention, I could then bring it up and bring it to the light and have a conversation about it. By pay attention to what others are giving me as feedback. When you in a business world or in a community, you can read people. You know when people are a little off. And so you use that time to check in, to see how you might support them in their journey towards harmony. It's a brave thing to do. Most recently, I checked in on a business friend at a conference, looking at her, and she's going, "What's up?" And the next thing I'm out in the hallway with her because her cancer has come back. She knows I'm a minister, but we're also, work friends. And I'm there being in the presence of God for someone that I care about, and listening to her and inviting her to give God hell, to tell God what she wants, and to take that stand for her good, for her health. Because what we know when we are looking at our lives, that we have a part for our lives. When we go into prayer, we're talking to God, and we're looking for what's our part. I firmly believe that there's a part that is ours to do, and then there's a part that I've got to turn over to God. One other thing about me, I don't like turning things over to God, okay? I'd rather do it myself, because after all, I'm here, I'm present, I can handle this. And yet, if I want harmony in my life, I have to become aware of what's God's part in this life, in this journey. How can I get God? What can I sign to God that I then am free to focus on what I can do and what is mine to be? And so we're always paying attention, that nudge that says, Don, you need to just turn loose of that. And if you don't turn loose of it on your own, guess what? It'll get moved. Everybody been there? It's like, really? Okay. And that's where our spiritual practices become so important in this journey of finding harmony, is to take our prayer time, both for what we're sharing with God or talking with God, and spending that time to be also in place of listening to do our meditation or contemplation work, to listen for Spirit's guidance and helping us through our journey of life, to find our harmony amongst all the different possibilities. That spiritual practice that helps us learn how to be present in the moment, present in a crowd, present here this moment, and also to be aware of the presence that is all of us and all of creation, that holds us and is right there listening and ready to step up and help us in our journey. And that help, sometimes it's a flight connection that you miraculously make, and there's the laws of physics says I should not have been on that next flight. I am not complaining. I did my part. I walked rapidly to the next gate and walked right on as the last people were getting on. Or it's that nudge that says, get a little help. Call your prayer partner. Reach out for prayer support in your spiritual community. Talk to your minister. Talk to your trusted friends. But to ask for and be willing to accept help. For a guy, that's one of those reallys. I got to do that too. And all I can say as a guy, my men's group is always there when we come together. Whoever needs help that morning, they become our primary reason for being. Otherwise, we just talk about spiritual principles and how the masculine can mess them up, or work them to the maximum good. Because we're really good at some things. And the spiritual practices help us with discipline. Give us that ability, because when you do prayer regularly, you do meditation, contemplation regularly, you're building your discipline so that when you have a choice or you need to choose between too much and too little, you're already in that place of being able to see this, feel it, and choose harmony. Choose harmony. Because like I said, it's a journey, it's a process. If you let the world talk to you about balance and harmony, you're going to end up in a competition that has no winners. It certainly won't be you. To me, when the world says, choose work-life balance or choose balance, my gut reaction is, what have I got to give up? I don't like that. Because I choose now to want to say, I'd rather choose harmony in my life. So what here is too much and too little? What's serving me today? What's serving me in my life? And what maybe goes to the side? But that's a choice that's different than what do I got to give up, cut off in order to be able to balance this work-life thing or balance work and home. There is a greater answer through our spiritual practices and through all the parts of listening and being open and accepting help. What I will wrap up with, I think it's worth it. Go for harmony. Go for a life that is filled with harmony, with work or hobbies or spirituality, everything finding its arrangement within you that supports you, that moves, it's flexible. So sometimes during ministerial school, there was one vacation I needed all day because the paper was due that night and it wasn't done yet. And she just like, you owe me. Okay. And that's fine. That's what harmony does. Sometimes one part gets bigger, but you know it's going to get smaller, and then you'll fill that space back up. But it doesn't happen without sharing, communicating, being true to yourself, and allowing Spirit to be your guide. Thank you for listening, and blessings on a harmonious day, harmonious life, and friends that support you. Thanks. And now I'd like us to not so much get serious, but to get reverent. Because as Monica said, I want to take this time to honor those that gave their lives in service to the world, to the country, to our communities, to us, so that we are here this morning living a life that allows for us to make choices in harmony. And I'll start this with a quote, and then we'll have probably about 15 seconds of silence, and then I'll close this out with a prayer. From John Kennedy: as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Those men and women lived by those words. So I invite you now to just join with me as you are. Close your eyes. Most of us all likely know someone who was in one of the wars, one of the battles, and gave their life. We know people that have passed on that were in the service. And we take this time in stillness to remember them, to honor them, and to thank them. And sweet Spirit, Mother, Father, God, Source, Creator, Divine Intelligence, I now speak my word into this room, into this consciousness, first to say thank you, to gratitude for those that gave their lives in service to the world and to the highest good. We bless their families, we bless them, we bless this in a sense of, and may it no longer need to happen, to allow their actions to support us in claiming the truth that we can let go of that kind of conflict and find ways to live in a way that serves all of mankind, all of humankind, for the greater good of humankind. We let their lives inspire us to live our lives towards the ultimate sense of harmony in our world. And in this community, as this time comes together, I'm so grateful to have been able to share about my journey with balance and harmony. And know that as I've shared this here, that these words go out to whoever hears them, and as we go forward in our days, has heard them or hears them later, that each of us is now adding to the consciousness of life that is harmony, a life that has a harmonious balance within it between all of our activities. That we look to Spirit for guidance when we need it. We look to Spirit all the time, for that guidance is always there. And we make our choices that support our just right for each moment, for each day. Thank you, sweet Spirit. And with love, we release these words into the law, knowing that all are blessed. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Don. That was powerful, powerful work. And I love Outside the Box. So I'm torn here. It says First You Do Nothing is a song I'm planning on doing. And I'm also moved by the idea of what this weekend is about. So I'm going to make a call, and the song is going to change to one that was inspired by a visit to Washington, D.C. in 1993, and a visit to the National Cemetery there at Arlington. The power of being there in that level of peace was quite profound, and it was, to me, in great juxtaposition to the reason all of these stones and flags, etc., were there. So I took that and came up with this tune. See how the sun shines, slipping through the trees to become shadows. Look how the crosses stream, they gleam and stream down the face of the hill. They seem to stand tall. How come they never fall? Birds offer a serenade in blissful peace. These men are laid. We all know flowers wave in unison in colors like a uniform. There's duty in the air. Little flags dancing as the wind whirls anchors away. And ranks of clouds file by in silence. They've nothing to say. Speeches fill the countryside. Gun salutes pierce the sky. Freedom kneels to honor those who gave a life that we may grow. And we all know what war is for, but all these men and women are never more. We remember, yes, we remember you. We remember, yes, we remember you. Every cross, every name, human being yesterday. And what you gave to extreme, other ways to be seen. For those who sacrificed to keep this land alive, the most that I can do for you is pledge my heart and action too, that war may never rise. We'll never kill for peace again. We remember, yes, we remember you. Oh, we remember, yes, we remember you. Lexington, Concord, Gettysburg, Shiloh, San Juan Hill, Alsace-Lorraine, Pearl Harbor, Normandy, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, Pork Chop Hill, Khe Sanh, Saigon, Nha Trang, Da Nang, Panama City, Kuwait City, Somalia, Baghdad, Kabul. Oh, we remember. Yes, we remember you. Yes, we remember. We remember you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow, that was powerful. Good morning, everyone. And I simply, as your board host today, as your board representative, Sharon Wolf, it is a delight to see all of your faces this morning, to hear the beautiful music that we have heard, the beautiful message that we have heard. Thank you so very much. For those of you in the sanctuary and for those of you online, we are truly blessed by your presence, and know that whether you are online or in person, today we are all connected. Every single one of us, whether we know each other or not, we are all connected. I was particularly struck by the use of the word harmony as opposed to balance, or in as another word for balance. And for some reason, I've always thought of the balance scales when I hear the word balance, and how much of a challenge it is to get those scales to be at exactly the right level. And wow, how the word harmony seems so much softer and gentler and easier to achieve. So I thank you for that. And every one of us here is co-creating that harmony. Every one of us, whether we're visiting here for the first time, and we welcome and thank you for joining us today, that is a choice to put Unity of Bellevue into your harmony of life. For those of us who have called Unity of Bellevue our home, we take on something additional, and as part of our spiritual practice, we share our abundance with Unity of Bellevue as we co-create the center as it is today and how we wish it to be. Tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now, we are all participating in that. So as people who are co-creating this center, number one, I say thank you for whatever gifts you are choosing to share with us today. If you are in the sanctuary, we do have a basket at the back of the sanctuary that you may leave us your gift. In the mind of harmony and abundance, I would just remind you that there are different ways to share your offerings with us. They're on screen. They're also online if you are online with us. And in that mindset, and in that purpose, and in that co-creation, I would invite us all to recite our offering affirmation together. So please, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you.
We vow that we live in an abundant universe. Nature is abundance, and we see that abundance unfolding all around us. And so it is with a most grateful heart that we say thank you for these gifts freely given. We bless these gifts. We bless you, the givers, acknowledging the law of circulation that as you give, so you shall receive. We dedicate and consecrate these gifts for their highest and best use, and for our purpose of awakening people and changing the world. And we rest in the knowledge that all is well, and we are truly blessed. And so we let it be.
Good morning again. My name is Monica, and I have some announcements for you. First of all, if you are joining us for the first time, in person or online, we invite you to have a welcome packet. They are to the doors to the left of the sanctuary. And if you're online, you can go to our website, unityofbellevue.org, and go to the I'm New page and click on the button, send me a welcome packet. And I will be happy to do that. We'd love to hear from you, to stay connected to you. You can also sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. That's the best way to stay in touch with everything that happens at Unity of Bellevue. There is a sign-up form on the bottom of every page of our website. We look forward to hearing from you. The prayer chaplains are always ready and willing to pray with you and for you. We will have a prayer circle after service in the library. Jennifer Holt, our prayer chaplain, today will lead that in group affirmative prayer. If you would like one-on-one prayer, you can also request that. Prayer request cards are in your seat backs. They're also by the south door and the prayer box. You can also fill out a prayer request form online. That is a hybrid prayer circle. So if you would like to join online, you can find the Zoom link on our launch page. For sacred service for the month of May, we are exploring a little food pantry and a little library. We're making progress. We have located a site that the city has okayed. We have funds from the city to build. So we're kind of in the exploring what design we would like. And then once we have that formulated, we'll take it to the board for approval. So anybody that would like to participate in that, see me. This Tuesday, 2 days, we are going to go see Downton Abbey together, if you'd like, at 6:30 at Regal Crossroads. So just, there's 11 of us so far that have signed up and are going. So if you'd like to just join us, just stop on by before 6:30 and get your ticket and find us. We'd love to have you. Memorial service for Laura Munding will happen on Saturday, June 18th. If you are interested in attending that, please contact Dick Rhodes for more information and to RSVP. Our new transitional consultant is starting June 20th. The first Sunday she'll be with us is June 26th. Her name is Reverend Denise Schellink, our transitional consultant. And so she'll be with staff the week leading up to that first Sunday, but that will be the first Sunday that we will get to know her. So there's a website link if you'd like to find out more about her in the meantime. And it is Volunteer Sunday. So that means we are honoring Jamie Sassy. Jamie, come on up. There's your certificate and your pin. And I just have this from Sabrina, that Sabrina has written that Jamie has served as a volunteer for many years. She is also our song leader and the voice that inspires us almost every Sunday since our reopening 6 months ago. She is the person that knows the congregational songs well, motivates the congregants to get up on their feet, along with them inspiring them to enthusiastically join in and sing along. She also helps me out. Many of you don't know that. She gets here early, and anything that I need done, she's willing to do, like seat backs and everything. So I'm grateful for the extra hands in the morning. We are blessed by her gifts and talents that she shares in helping Unity of Bellevue to transform lives. So thank you, Jamie. Everybody, thank you. Thank you. And it's also the Sunday that we recognize all of our volunteers. We have a lot of amazing volunteers. So ushers and greeters, AV team, group leaders, board members. We have a lot. So if you have volunteered at all in the month of May, if you would stand so we can recognize you. Some of you are out in the atrium too. Building monitors. Wow. The flowers. Rita is doing the flowers this month. Thank you. If you're online, we see you. We acknowledge you. Thank you. It's amazing how many people it takes to keep a village going. We love you all, and we thank you for your service. And a big thank you again to Reverend Don Beaty for being here and sharing that. We had a lot of great speakers on the theme of balance, and they all balanced each other. They all harmonized with each other. So it's all these different aspects. It was a great month of listening to wisdom, and thank you for adding yours. We also want to thank Mark Stanton Welch for being our guest artist again. He's just so awesome. Thank you. Next month, we are focusing on the word integrity. The book of the month is Martha Beck's new book, The Way of Integrity. It's an Oprah Book Club. There are a few copies in the bookstore that you can purchase, and you can also purchase them online for pickup or shipping. And next week, I will be the speaker, and Becca Palm will be our guest artist. So look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Let's close us out with Mark singing the peace song, and followed by the prayer for protection. Mark.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Yes.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed week, a blessed Memorial Day.
What would Jesus say in love? What would Buddha say on? Rumi says, see yourself in the mirror of me. Dr. King said, dream. Gandhi said, peace. The Tao says, you know the truth by looking inside. Inside. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. By looking inside. By looking inside. What would Jesus say in love? What would Buddha say on? Rumi says, see yourself in the mirror of me. Dr. King said, dream. Gandhi said, peace. The Tao says, you know the truth by looking inside. Inside. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. Love on. Dream peace. By looking inside. By looking